All right, guys, Eric Silverstein back here today. We've got some special guests from Via 313, Brandon and Zane Hunt. We're here at Juniper tonight, just having some drinks, some food, and really talking about the restaurant game and kind of these guys' unique sort of road to what I would call pretty major success here in Austin. So thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you, man.
I moved down in the summer of 2009 and immediately came down here, started eating pizza, and going back a few years, Brandon and I had thrown around ideas of having some sort of business, being in business for ourselves. So when I came down here, we're both pizza nerds, so it was immediate, it was obvious that we could probably do pizza down here because I missed that pizza that we had growing up. It didn't exist here. The trailer wasn't something that really struck a chord with either one of us, I don't think. We weren't super excited about that. We didn't think that serving the style of pizza that we were doing out of a trailer, managing the temperatures in this heat here, that it would be very conducive to the pizza. But we found a way to make it work.
I don't think either one of us thought about, we're going to be at a bar, and this bar is going to be totally dependent on what we serve. It wasn't the idea. It was always, we do a food trailer, we're going to be stuck in a food court. Nobody's going to want to pay $15 for a pizza.
Or wait 30 minutes.
Right. What year was that in again? It was
2011.
Yeah.
So now now if you open up a brewery or if you open up a bar,
You have to.
You're going to call it trailer. Was that model even established back
It
then?
might have been. I was so new to Austin, I didn't know, honestly. I never had been to a bar, and thank you. I'd never been to a bar and ate at a food trailer. I'd just always eaten at food courts. So that's where my mind was hung up on.
Yeah.
And when I moved here, I was on the east side drinking. I was like, this feels like home,
So was this a gamble for you coming from Detroit, or were you like, I'm going to come down and do this with
Yeah, it was a gamble because I was married, came down here with my wife, and I left a pretty good gig up there managing a bar. So, and then come down here and I don't know anybody. Back home I knew everybody from managing the bar, and I come here and I don't know anybody. Nobody gives a crap about me managing a bar, and now my wife hates me because I don't have a job. So yeah, it was a big gamble, and it sucked.
Coming from Detroit, the job market was pretty rough there at that time. It wasn't rough here. So I was confident that when Brandon moved here that he would find a gig doing something like what he did back home and we hit the ground running, and that wasn't the case, and that's not easy.
Amongst my peers, here's a guy that dropped out of high school, hasn't been able to keep a job for 10 years now. I don't exactly have the best track record of being a great employee, so it's like, you want us to give you 20 grand when you can't even keep a job, So I'm sure there was a little bit of that. But once we had that business plan, people were like, they're taking it more serious. But again, where we come from, it's not like people are sitting on stacks of money or we're just waiting for the next investment to fall in their lap.
In the neighborhoods we grew up in, very few people are actually entrepreneurial in mind. And then if they are, they don't have the means to do it. So it's not like we grew up around people that were doing things.
They're just trying to stay afloat, man.
So when you guys opened, like, best case scenario, one restaurant, like what kind of...
That was always the ultimate goal, is just let's get the trailer open, show that we can run a business for a year or two, and then maybe some people will start investing in us that way. But it still wasn't coming. People weren't exactly like coming around trying to work with us. So after 1 year, we started working on the second trailer, and I mean, honestly, it was a little slow because we were pretty far south, and we moved it downtown after about 8 months to Craft Bride, and that like doubled our sales overnight just because it's Rainy Street,
So then we had two trailers,
Right.
doing pretty good
You had
sales.
Violet Crown.
And now Rainy Street, the Craft Bride location.
They're both doing good sales. He's paying himself next to nothing out of the business.
No,
I'm not
nothing.
paying myself anything out of the
$250
business.
a week cash.
And we're saving money to open a brick and mortar. And that was our dream, was to do that. So everything was going towards that.
Yeah.
When did you see, at what point were you guys in the business like, this is going to happen? You know, like for me, for us, it was a while. But I think, you know, everybody's curve is a little bit different.
Yeah, after year 2, we had some money socked away from the 2 trailers. Him still not. I think he just started taking a salary.
Yeah, only because you begged me to.
A little, yeah.
I mean, that's the truth.
Like, I officially put 2 years of work in and haven't taken $1 out.
Why open up a bar?
I think it's like every guy's dream to just own a bar with his buddies.
I'll say something different. I think that we have a lot of interests, and pizza is always going to be our bread and butter. It's our first passion. It's what got us to where we're at.
Right.
We have other interests, and we now with the name brand recognition that we have, and the knowledge that we've gained and confidence in the knowledge we have from doing the projects, I feel like we can tackle different things. And quite frankly, I mean, we're not going to be young forever, so do it while you can. I can't see being like 60 years old trying to do this. You know?
This is more of a platform.
No, this is a young man's game.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to be a good restaurant in a neighborhood, as opposed to being a good neighborhood restaurant. And that really struck a chord with us because we're interested in being a good neighborhood restaurant. We want to be invested in the neighborhoods we're in. We're invested in those communities. We're not just coming into a spot trying to make a quick buck and then closing in 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, the neighborhood supports us and we support the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know?
It becomes very disingenuous if you're trying to present yourself a certain way to make money off. I think people sniff that out. And I don't think you'd have the success you want because it's coming off as fraudulent.
Yeah.
So if you just keep it real and just doing it, like you said, you're doing it from the heart, it may come to you. That wealth and that, it may come to you just by being honest and real.
Anyways, yeah. Thank you guys for joining us today, and thanks to Brandon and Zane from Via 313. Thank you to Juniper for hosting us, and I think that's a wrap for today. We're doing more of these videos and kind of more insight videos, talking to guys in the industry, and yeah, until next time. Thanks for joining us.